The federal government has just increased the price of fuel by about 59 naira in the most. I mean, the cap on the price is 145 naira per liter. And a lot of people have been talking about this. I've seen some of your social media posts where you have said you have rejected that move by the federal government. Don't you think that it was a timely decision by the federal government to increase the price of fuel, though it was going to be an uncomfortable one for many Nigerians?
I want to start by saying that I do not support totally the increase of the pump price of PMS. I do not support it at all, because I do believe that this is democracy, and democracy will continue to be government of the people, by the people and for the people. Never will it become greediocracy, government of the greedy, by the greedy and for the greedy. I do know that if it is democracy, you cannot unilaterally just announce increase in the pump price of petroleum products without due consultations with stakeholders, and even the Senate and House of Representatives of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. These are the true representatives of the people, and even the labor unions and organizations and Nigerians ought to be carried along. And this is the first time that we're having an increase in the pump price of petroleum products, and it's not announced by Mr. President. This is a very serious issue. We expect a national broadcast by the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to conscientize Nigerians, educate Nigerians, and give us reasons why they are increasing these pump price after due consultation. But for just an unceremonious announcement without very serious consultation is not acceptable to me in a democracy. And I also want to say that basically on January 16th, 2016, the federal government, in our wisdom, reduced the pump price of the same petroleum product from 90-something naira to 80-something naira. What was the rationale behind that? What was responsible for that? And why the somersaults suddenly, again, you are now increasing? I'm not against deregulation as a policy. But what I'm saying in essence is that before you can even begin to think, especially these trying times in this country, we're in times of opprobrium in this country, we're in times of obloquy, we're in perilous times. People are really, really not completely comfortable. People are agonized, people are suffering, and we have a lot of negatives. So all I expected is that even if this is going to happen, that there must be palliative measures to cushion the effect of such increase. The reason why Nigerians did not react to the increase during the Abacha's government is because before even Abacha increased the pump price of petroleum products, there was PTF, and PTF was headed by a credible, responsible Nigerian in the person of General Muhammadu Buhari, and we saw what PTF was doing. So any increase at that time, Nigerians will appreciate it because they can see tangible positive concomitant effect of what the increase will generate. But as we speak right now, there is no design, there's no announcement of any palliative, and if you're saying that it is because of the increase in dollar, dollar has been high since January till date. And why won't the federal government, through the NNPC, go directly into importation to shut these marketers from harassing us by making the commodities scarce when they are not getting forex from the CBN? And we must also make sure that a lot of things must be put in place. I do not see the reason why even the current CBN governor is still there. This is the same CBN governor who facilitated the release of all the loots by the Dasuki Gate, because most of this money
allegedly,
Senator Melaye, from statements already made in the
those are allegations. Those are allegations, Senator Melaye, some of which are in court. Some of these cases are in court.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that they are allegations, but there is nobody has disproved the fact that these monies were released by the CBN.
Okay, but some of the actions and reactions we are getting,
Minister of Finance,
some of the reactions we are getting from the Labour Congress is that there might be a strike in the coming days, and some of them have said they will shut down the country by asking their workers, their members, to stay at home and protest on the street. Would you support that?
Anyway, I am not one of the Labour leaders. I am not going to work or speak for the Labour leaders. But what I'm saying in essence is that we have given our own perception to this, and I will not unfold that on television. And I want to assure you that government belongs to us. We are not going to be disruptive. We are not going to do anything that will impugn on the peace and stability of this country. But the government is ours, and we are part of this government. And I want to say that government is all about the people. The people also should come out of their cocoon to speak when they are supposed to speak, to agitate when they are supposed to agitate, ask questions when they are supposed to ask questions, and ask their government to do what is needful without going violent or being undemocratic.
You have said in some of your social media posts that you will lead a mother of all protest in Nigeria against the action of government. Are you going to go on the street, Senator Melaye?
I will go on the street if there is no reversal of the price.
Are you giving the government an ultimatum?
We will open a register after 7 days, or after the 7 days ultimatum, and ask Nigerians to come and register and show their displeasure. And after that, we will want to present the signatures and register of Nigerians to Mr. President.
What would that register amount to, Senator Melaye?
It will amount to the fact that Nigerians are not displeased, Nigerians are not supporting the increase, and that we are saying that this is democracy. There must be consultation, there must be negotiation with the people, there must also be partnership in whatever decisions making and policy implementation. Is not just going to be a draconian, it has to be a democratic in process. And like I speak to you, even the issue of the tariff increase in electricity, we expect government to have also spoken on it. As I speak to you, there are 2 court injunctions or court judgments that have stopped that increase in tariff, but that have not said that it has been disobeyed. And we are not in a banana republic. We must be responsible as a people. The people must also have their rights to speak and right to ask questions. And government must also be responsible and responsive to the yearnings and aspirations of the citizens.
Because I remember the meeting held with the Vice President and the Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Dr. Ibe Kachiku. We were told that some of the stakeholders from the oil sector and the downstream sector were at that meeting where they agreed, and some of them have been speaking that they've agreed to that increase in the price of petrol. But again, one would be wondering, 2 days after the increment of petrol price, queues just disappeared on the street of Lagos, where I live here.
I will want to know how many civil society organizations were part of that meeting, how many CBOs, community-based organizations were part of that meeting, how many religious institutions were part of that meeting. Is the legislature part of that meeting? It has to be a collective, because Nigeria belongs to every one of us. And in decision making, you must carry everybody along. We are a people united by one purpose, and there should be no segregation when it comes to issues that concerns every one of us. And I also want to tell you that government, I know the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is a responsible man, is a very responsive character. He means well for this country, and he will do only those things that will promote the prosperity and interests of Nigerians.
Again, a lot of people, Nigerians, who listen to the manifestos of your party came across to several Nigerians as a welfareist party. Is your party still on track with some of these actions of the federal government?
Government is all about people, and all decisions taken does not give any signal that the government is derailing. It is possible once in a while that government will take decisions that will not go down well with the citizen. It doesn't make that government bad, or doesn't make that government irresponsible, or see it as a derailing government. I want to say that collectively the government is doing well. Collectively the government means well. And if you go by the magnitude and intensity of the wrath that have bedeviled us as a people, in order to bring back our long-lost reputation, it's going to take a lot of, it's a very Herculean task. And I want to say that those who want us to speed and get to our destination on time should know that speed kills. And I think the government is driving within speed limits, but this government also must not take the people for granted, must not take our popularity for granted, must also listen to the yearnings and aspirations of the people.
When we wonder,
especially as it concerns this fuel increase.
When we wonder,
or increase in the pump price of PMS.
When we wonder, as a senator, there are just 3 of your kinds in your state, which means that you're a chieftain of the party in every sense of it. But again, this kind of decisions of government that does not go down well with the people, according to what you've told us on the program, wouldn't you have advised the party within the caucus of your party on this kind of decision, rather than go to town, for example, the kind of protest that you're planning to lead?
If you actually read my submission on this matter, is that I call upon the national chairman of our party to please advise government to reverse back to the old price, and that is also in compliance with my personal conviction. So I've given those signals to the party, and I have no regrets doing that. And I want to say that as a Nigerian, I'm also entitled to my opinion, and I also am responsible to speak for those who can speak for themselves. I have a history of where I'm coming from. I started the Occupy Nigeria on the 2nd of January in Abuja, and one will only stand on the path of truth, on the path of honesty, on the path of transparency, to make sure that at all times, irrespective of whose horse is guard, that you speak the truth at all times. And I want to say that this is not about APC, this is not about my political party, this is about Nigeria. And I want to say that this is not a party issue. So it is just about Nigeria. The president is not the president of APC, he's the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and I reacted as a Nigerian.
Thank you so much. Senator Dino Melaye, Senator representing Kogi State in the National Assembly. Many thanks for talking to us. Well, just before we go, let us all know as a nation that before we go now, we take a lesson from what happened in London last week. That the name that we're being called and our reputation is not just what one person does, it's what everyone does. In essence, it means that our actions every day comes out to make what people think and believe that we are as a nation. Nigeria, of course, is a conglomeration of great people, and we need to stand by that and join hands to be the great people that we are. Thank you so much for being part of the program. I'm Sean Melaye. Bye for now.